What's up, Hippo lovers? Another episode of AoE2 History coming your way. Today with the World Cyber Games of 2002. Again, offline finals in Korea. Big monies on the line. 20k for first, 10k for second, 5k for third. Competitive scene has grown quite a bit in that year since 2001. And we might see some new players. Actually, all of them that we will see today already played in 2001. But maybe not as successful. And we will take a look at the brackets. We have Mr. Halen himself from Japan playing against Ken from Taiwan in the winner bracket finals, and RiuT Dreams is waiting for them coming out of the loser bracket. So Ken and Halen guaranteed, all of them actually guaranteed to have the 5k and still playing for the big dollars. Format will be, as we know from the WCG, best of one, Arabia, and free pick of civilizations. At that time, the meta was pretty much picking Huns, and I think we could just jump into this first game. It is the winner bracket. I am Ken against Halen. Let's take a look how they played at that time and what we will learn compared to, some years ago. We will move that a bit. And in the gray, we have Mr. Halen. I think I will go for friend folk colors here and just, I think we will see so much better with that. So we have in blue Mr. Halen himself, who later became a tyrant as well. And on the other side, we have in red Ken from Taiwan, with not the most pretty map here, we have to say. Open berries, open gold at the front. And if you're confused, like, what is this timer here at the very top that you cannot actually see at the moment, because I have the donation goal over it. It's 700 years. As we know, those games have been played offline, and we needed to fulfill a schedule at that time. So people didn't want to have the games go for 2 hours and then overlap with other games. They needed to have winner celebration time. It was publicly shown in Korean television as well. So they limited the game length to 700 years. And that's how all those tournaments at this time were played. Pretty standard build up here. 6 on food from both sides. Now going for wood. As we can see, Ken didn't really find a good fitting wood for himself yet. Finding some more sheep, even doing some sheep scouting. Not too sure if that one was too good for him, and not going for that back one. Think he could actually take this one if you ask me, but well, staying safe for now and not willing to place a bad lumber camp. Obviously, whoever wins this one is guaranteed at least up to $10,000. Doesn't have to face the dreaded fight against RiuT Dreams, who is hungry and waiting in the loser bracket. And actually, well, he didn't go for the lumber camp. He is going for the mill here, as it seems. Interesting start by him. See, he already loomed. So did Halen. And as we mentioned before in other series, it was super standard to go for loom at that time, especially because we feared the big lag coming in online games. So it's kind of the first games for them ever to play without a ping from, let's say, 500. Remember 2002, 56k modems were pretty standard. Computers were super bad, and so lag was absolutely normal in even the most competitive games at that time. So loom, kind of necessary. We can see now a solid lure, though, exactly what we're expecting if we play offline. Halen now going for the second board here as well. Actually is quite early with the scout. We see Ken, well, somewhat scouting as well. And on the other side, we have Halen. Trying to scout his enemy now as well. Sees some gold spots, so should know that his enemy is either to the left or to the right of this. But, well, that's too special of an information. Now waiting. Well, that wasn't the greatest boar lure ever. Trying to shoot that from long distance there. That was quite a lot of arrows flying in there. If it was a second volley flying to that boar, the boar would have died and without any food left. So, whew, okay. That boar survived, but kind of gave me a small heart attack. Pop limit is at 200, as we can see, since we are playing the hunt, and that was super standard. The game came out with 75 population as a standard because Microsoft feared PCs wouldn't be good enough, but competitive scene instantly went for 200. And they're hunts. Yeah, if it was not hunts, or if it was a hunt and the population would be 75, it would show 19 out of 75 here. 5 on wood for Mr. Can. We see now Halen is adding some as well, going up to 5 here, adding some more farms, and I don't really like that mill too much, not really giving him access towards the other side. And Can, well, that's not a great scout by him. Oh, we see Halen even building palisades over wolves. That's something that we not even nowadays see on a very top level. He's fearing the forward coming, and the wolf would take aggro. He sees that the wolf is going away, and then knows, okay, this enemy is going forward. And we see Can, not with the greatest scout. It's super scared of losing him, as it seems. Going more to the edge of the map, close to the cliffs. Second Kmkm by him, and should have a lot of food in the hands of those villagers. Scout reasonably close to that TC, will take 0 damage though. 420 food, and this looks like a pop 24 uptime to me at least. Halen in the meanwhile is up with pop 23, and that looks like, well, probably a second Kmkm. No forward here. No barracks at home, all pretty standard. Would love to see the barracks after he went for the second lumber camp. Now going for some more stragglers. That's a weird pyramid, my friend. Huh, blue noob. Well, he was one of the 3 best players in the world. Just 2002. Probably the average 1600 nowadays would beat them. But just remember, it's years of development. There were no streams. There were no guides how to play this. There were no recorded games. There was just so little knowledge about competitive esports in general. It's just so tough, and like those were the stars of the world at that time. Like, how good can you play by just sitting down yourself and trying to figure out the game on your own? Just completely different. Well, gamers involved so much. Obviously, like the game is evolving like every year, I would say, still. And now we see stable and archery range from home. On the other side, we have, well, can't use proper user patch tricks here. Oh, scout fight, hill advantage here for Halen. And we see defensive archery range. Halen is running though. Although he had more HP. Probably feared the villagers coming around. Defensive archery range now up, spearman. And that was the meter at that time. Stable, kind of unusual actually from Halen. Normally we saw double archery range, and those villagers, what are they doing? Seems to me like they're trying to go for some walls. Okay. Thought stone for a moment. Felt weird that he's going for it with 3 villagers. Oh yeah, resolution. Resolution as well, guys. Just remember they played with, what was it, 2000, like this, right? So that's kind of tough zoomed in as well. And yeah, so not too great at that time either. Spearman double skirms at home. Scouts are coming forward. Skirms queued up here in the back for Halen. Let's see what he can do. So no one really going for gold, and that could be the first kill of the game. And on Windows XP as well. Or whatever Windows. And Halen now going on gold. And guys, I still remember as a little kid watching those games. Like, obviously there was no live streaming, right? But just access to those recorded games. And I felt like, this guy is going for scouts and for archers. And that was like a revolution at that time. Like, that was so perfect. Like, you use your food for scouts and your gold and wood for archers. So you use all your resources. For me, that was like, bam! Mind blown. And I just felt like, how is he so smart? And the other guy just sitting on skirms and spear, trying to defend. And Hale, suddenly, in this WCG 2002, came up with this army composition. Mr. Fix-It Online record games. Indeed, that was the site everyone was looking records. There were some build orders. You somehow even downloaded recs where people recorded their games, paused, and wrote down like, okay, now I'm sending 6 on wood because, or now I'm sending 6 on sheep because. And that's how we kind of try to learn, by watching people play offline and commenting their own game. It was a weird world. And now we have mass scouts, mass archers. Enemy now rushing to stable as well. People didn't really realize how important upgrades like fletching or the defense upgrades on knights were at that time. Now let's switch on to gold here. 2018 and still playing with this revolution. Well, greetings to Vietnam. Getting more villages on gold. Would love to see some more walls at the left hand side, but people played this more openly in general. So it's basically like chess, even the development is similar. I don't really get that question. I'm back on stone now, Ken. Okay, maybe feels like that spot is pretty open. Halen gets a good scout off, sees double archer, sees all the skirmishers and spearmen, and now goes for the blacksmiths. Let's see what he focuses on. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like forging first. That's an upgrade people loved at that time. Just thinking, okay, I can upgrade my scouts and my spearmen at the same time. I can always do more damage. Fletching? Well, would be the better choice. And that's what he's going for. Mass archers, mass skirmishers. What did Ken scout this far? I don't think that much. Oh no, it's a first real scout off. Did waste his scout there in the back. Now running around here, and yeah, it seems like he didn't find Halen for quite some time. Yeah, and chess is almost different as well. Yeah, I think in everything that is played competitively, the game evolves, right? Otherwise it would be like very uninteresting if you can't really evolve and come up with new strategies. So yeah, it's pretty similar to chess, and like the improvement is even bigger because people have way less clue, and like people are thinking about this for way shorter. And everyone is sharing their idea with everyone in the competitive scene. That's something we don't see in chess. And now we see the first real attack here in the woodline. At the same time, we have the big attack over here at the front. So that will be pretty messy here. Halen trying to pull his first villagers. We'll lose that one here at the wood line. We'll go back with the rest. Let's take a look. We'll snag one in revenge. More archers coming around. No upgrades except fletching. And now we see Ken, well, kissing the TC quite a bit. And those are some losses for sure. Maybe trying to go for the gold here will get some more damage done on those skirmishers with the TC. Did even get one scout. Now grouping up with the whole army. Population is 51 compared to 57 here for Halen. 3 spearmen protecting them from the scouts, but that's such a deadly army here. More and more villagers going down, having a nice little advantage here as well. Spearmen, they cannot really fight this off, trying to get a defensive tower up. He is on stone, as we saw on the other side. Let's take a look if this tower goes up. Could be very crucial if this tower is getting denied. It's not looking too great for Ken, but Halen a bit idle at the same time. He's taking the fight here, as we can see, but he's just trying to focus down the spearmen so that the scout can take out the skirmishers. Beautiful micro in that regard. Both players will stand ground, not really forcing the issue. Tower is going up. Villagers should jump into the tower, and this is the first real trade-off that we are seeing here. Skirms should now clean up the archers, and that actually went pretty reasonable for Ken. I felt like he could have lost so much more. The tower did go up in time. Skirmishers now with the heal advantage should clear this up quite nicely. At the same time, Halen is pretty safe as well. Both players really need to lick their wounds from here on. Another scout going down, archers going back, but Halen, well, he is not finished yet. Going for more spearmen at the front, and going just for some spearmen in general. Some more scouts would be lovely though, and well, one scout alone could be enough. More archers to the front, and that's not enough skirmishers. And if those were enough, well, not well enough protected. We can all agree on that. So archers moving forward, trying to focus down. Spearmen, 2 spearmen down, 3 spearmen down. So the skirmishers could maybe do something. They still have the hill advantage. Scout could come around and clear this all up, but it seems like simply having +1/+1 of these archers against those skirms without any upgrades is enough, and Halen is just continuing to push in. Oh, what a beautiful move here, and yeah, now losing a lot of villagers here on the gold at least. Well, he lost 1 for now, but archers are now charging in and will try to get some more. And 1 down already, or the second one down. And as we can see, Eagle, well, someone will keep behind the towers. And oh, Halen now going for the aggressive tower here in front of the gold. And as you can see, all the gold spots pretty much open here at the front. So pretty tricky to get control over those if the tower goes up. Halen trying to go for the run around. Ken at the same time. Elections. Let's take a look. What is he trying to research there? Now trying to be safe and the towers. Looks pretty GG. Yeah? Maybe on another level people would resign, but that's what we've seen in all the old tournaments. People have been playing on for quite some time. Obviously, it's most likely the biggest game of their life, so resigning early isn't really what you want to do in those scenarios. The world is watching, and this amount of money is on the line, so people kept on playing. That's what we saw in other episodes, and might even see some more years to people like learn better how to judge situations, villager populations, and all the likes. Even having bloodlines now for Halen. Same time, fletching finish for Ken, raiding more and more of those villagers. Look at how many villagers went down there. Ken at 49, pop Halen at the same time at 76, and will clear up some more of those skirmishes. Since the micro wasn't invented back then, that's true. Yeah, stationary archers against stationary skirms. Actually, we will see that for quite some more episodes. Like, that the people like switched and tried to out micro. That didn't happen for like 2011 or something. So we have a lot of more episodes where people just moved in, patrolled, or stand grounded. Otherwise, like, that's... And we will have like 6-7 more successful years of DauT to come, for example. If that wasn't the standard, maybe DauT wouldn't be on the top. Too much lag for micro? Yeah, that's some part of it. And people simply didn't know better as well. Also a lot of knowledge, like how you can judge dot shots. Yeah. And another aggressive stable. Halen is really going for the attack. And look at his resources. He is on the way to Castle Age pretty quickly here as well. And now just clicked up, killed another villager probably on the hill here. We have Ken only with 180 food. On his 24-hour stream, DauT showed a game of him versus Viper with no micro too. Yeah. Probably is one of the older games. We will have some games of me against DauT here as well. But will take us some more episodes. Is Ken MBL? I don't really know why you would think that. Is it on 1x instead of 1.5x? No, it's 1.5x, obviously. They're always playing on normal speed, as you can see. 1x is slow speed. Oh, and now that's not the best engagement here with the spearmen, but they could get focused down indeed. One down, focusing down another one. Beautiful move, and now the scouts are taking the advantage. This has to be it. Halen just in a so controlling position here. Ken not really producing anything. Yeah, he has a stable running and his archer ranges, but look at the army amount. It's just ridiculously in favor of Halen here. And yeah, no more production, trying to save some villagers in the tower, but Halen is just pushing in and he wants to go for the kill here, as it seems. That aggressive tower actually not even achieving too much. He had so much army here anyway, so that the gold could never have been taken. And we see some more walls. We see the castle age timing here, and don't get confused that we don't have a GG. This is a record, and at the old time we only saw GGs if you were in the point of view of the guy who uploaded the record. So maybe they most likely typed GG. This time we couldn't see it. It is the GG though. And Halen will go into the grand finals out of the winner bracket to guarantee himself the top 2. And Ken will have to face off against RiuT Dreams in the loser bracket finals. Pretty sick action here, going for the Scout Archer composition, something we haven't seen before in competitive games before, yeah, probably this tournament. Even going for handcard and upgrade, that nowadays is even undervalued. And Great Eco here went for a lot of gold, was ready to go for the big night production, not CA, and we even had 3 stables here. So would have really overrun him quite easily. Let's take a look at the achievements. Better KD, quite obvious, better eco as well. Let's take a look at the uptiming. So Halen played pop 23, which is pretty damn sick, right? Yeah. That's 10 seconds off, and Ken played pop 24, which is 12 seconds off. So both having pretty damn solid Dark Ages here. And I remember that I watched back in the old days and watched Halen starts, because he, yeah, just played so clean there in the Dark Age. And I was surprised how that was even possible. Sick stuff. So that puts us in the position to take a look at the updated bracket number 2. So we have Halen advancing and Ken going down, facing off against Dreams. Guys, any questions so far? I will prepare the overlay in-game in the meanwhile. Are you surprised how this went down, or is this exactly how you expected it? Do you have any questions? We have RIP Dreams. Oh, he's called RIP Dreams. And he is from Netherlands, which is one of the rare countries. And this is the loser bracket finals that will come up. Offensive towers and skirms. Ah, okay. Now I got it with MBL. Did Grunt play in this? Let me take a look at the bracket again. Well, he didn't finish top 8 at least. I don't think so. And if so, he didn't make it into top 8. Searching through all the racks. Can't find him in any group stages as well. Have some other Korean players. No, it does not look like him. Let me see, do I have another folder? WCG2002. No. Seems like he didn't play, or maybe was out in the group stage already. Henry, why people don't play with high or medium resources? What do you think about starting resources? Ah, okay, that's completely off topic, but I will still answer that. Well, if you start with medium resources, the start is so much easier. And people really like to play competitively. And like the start is coming less important as well. If you start medium resources, it's pretty much impossible to just click up feudal age. Like it is an option, but it's really scrappy. And yeah, I think people are playing a lot what's super standard. And the settings came with standard resources, which is kind of the low resource amount, and people just stayed with it and try to play this perfectly. There is a tournament that I hosted. It's Clash of the Hippo, where you start in feudal age and with medium resources. So you can instantly build some scouts or some archers, or could go for M&As, and that created a lot of action starting from like minute 1.5, 2 or something. So if you want to check that out, that could be an option. Otherwise, people love to play standard resources, and it's also a bit more of like building your empire, right? If you already have all the resources, like it's not really like this gathering, like, oh, I can afford a lumber camp, oh, I need to build a house, oh, I need to get forages. If you already have high resources, you can just advance to feudal age. Why would you ever have dark age then? That might be like the idea of like the casual SimCity player. But I think we could also just jump into the loser bracket finals. It is Mr. Ken and Mr. Rip Dreams from Netherlands. And we will have the first, as you can see. Oh yeah, let's play with teal and red. That's pretty sweet, I would say. We have Ken in the teal playing the Hans, as we said, in pick, or like pick Civ, and everyone loved that. And on the other side we have Dreams, and you probably know that clan tag. It's L Clan Dreams, and we have, or we will see a lot more of L Clan plays in this tournament. Oh, Dreams. Oh, God. What an unfortunate start for him. Not finding those sheep. 3 on wood here, and now going for the berries first here. Going for oh, that's an ugly mill as well. Oh God, that's a horrible start. Oh, we will have to see it. Take a look at his CC. And oh no, the scout is going into the other direction as well. Is that blocked off? No, it's not. Oh. Remember guys, we are so far away from having Restart in this tournament, and he's missing it a second time. Oh, and also this is only best of one, so this game counts all. And Spirit of the Law was right. What did he say? Like, he's right about a lot of things. That's not really specifying much. And oh, that's ugly. 6 on berries now. Oh, dreams. That's just the horrible start. And you played like you qualified, flew in over to Korea, played your heart out, made it through the group stage, made it through the bracket. Top 3 in the world guaranteed. You want to play on camera, on the big stage, in front of the big crowd, and then you find your sheep at 3 minutes 5 seconds, and that's not even your starting sheep. Ugh. Rip the dream indeed. Oh no. Okay, let's see what he can make happen. Obviously, I don't know if the other start went a bit smoother, but well, it looks like a way smoother start. Oh god. Oh god. And only now he finds his sheep, and that's not pretty for sure. Okay, going for board number 1 now. This can, and he obviously has no idea that this is going on the other side. People didn't really read too much into point at that phase. I read some articles at that phase that just said, ignore points completely. They are just misleading. Nowadays we know better, and people are thinking about hosting tournaments or doing games without even showing the points, just to increase the actual skill in the game in some form of like scouting, actual game reading, instead of just looking at the points. And yeah, therefore getting information that you otherwise would not have had. Poor dreams. So let's compare villagers. We are at 14.7. On the other side, we are at 15. Or so roughly 1 villager behind. Now at 16, and dreams at 15. So yeah, roughly. Let's call it 1 villager behind. So that's still okayish. Right? We could still make something happen. But just mentally, this has to be so ugly for him as well. Why are you up? Isn't it like 6 AM for you? Weird. Now going for... Is that the first boar? He didn't find any boars. So the first boar at 7 minutes? Oh no. 5 AM nearly. Okay. Did you just wake up, or... What's happened with the ripped dreams? What's your question? I actually saw him play on Woobly. Ripped dreams. And talked to him about this WCG. Still awake. Hallelujah. Probably too excited for the prediction contest on NAC. Lol. Okay, next boar pretty early. Well, or not very early, but very close after the first one, right? I'm going for more on sheep. Not loving that too much. 5 on wood in a situation where he needs everything on food. Dreams for the round recently, yeah. Very sure. Very sure that I spoke to him. Like, not even half a year ago. Maybe, like, maybe a year ago. But, yeah, it was on Woobly. Had a reasonable time. Oh, okay. Fixing that farm. Yeah. At least there was a Dreams guy with a Dutch flag, and I asked him if it was RiuT Dreams, and he said yes. And I asked him about a game. He knocked out PG Muse in this game, a game that I also saw And this was kind of the first ever interview that I saw of an Age of Empires player. Dreams against Muse, happening in like the round of 8. And it was like on the German GameStar or something. And I saw the analysis of Muse of that game and then watched the record afterwards. Damn, I felt like an insider. Whew. And yeah, remember that Elkland Dreams is not the finished Dreams that we know from streaming in like 2014. That also was Tyrant shortly and was written completely different. So this Elkland Dreams is not the finished guy, as you could probably see at the flag at the top. Okay, so let's jump into the game again, see some more of the action here. Barracks now at the front, went for somewhat of a safe start still, and at the same time Ken is going for the aggressive barracks. And now with another okayish uptime. Spearman, let's take a look. Archery range. As we said, the meter was bad at this time. What about Dreams? I think he is a police officer now, right? And married. Not 100% sure. Oh god, PG still remembers when Soccer and I got very drunk and tried to play StarCraft. I have no idea what you're talking about. I know StarCraft. I know Soccer. I know PG. Okay, now rushing out in archer range with a solid 5 villager here. And another defensive archer range. And this doesn't look too bad for Dreams at the moment. Let's take a look. Now Scout going forward, enough spearmen and pulling a lot of villagers here. Dreams trying to take this fight. Military count not very high for him at the moment. He has 2 spearmen, 1 skirmisher against 3 spearmen, 2 skirmishers. Now some more reinforcements coming in, but obviously the eco at all this time not so great of Dreams. Scout now moving in. Another spearman of Dreams, not really doing the greatest of damages, but all the villagers fighting this back. Skirms still trying to stay on the hill, but this is 2 skirms at the moment, make it 3 against 5, and now a pretty aggressive tower. And let's see how Dreams is reacting to that. Is he building a defensive tower? Is he trying to attack this? Ken is going full move, and this is the defensive tower indeed. Staying active with all his villagers. He needs to fight, at least that's what he's thinking. And still continues chasing down the skirmishers. Eco so idle, but at the moment, well, he is pushing back and not allowing this tower to go up. Doesn't even need to build his defensive tower here. And pushing Ken back. Remember, Ken has 4 aggressive villagers as well. So the eco advantage isn't that great for him. But as we can see, 3 chasing here, 5 chasing here. Makes 8 in total. And the wolf helping out. What? How did he run around and now attack Dreams? That's so ugly. Oh, this poor guy. Really not having the greatest day here when it comes to Gaia. But, well, taking revenge, and actually this one killing 2 villagers already. And now walling the tower. Kind of stabilizing here is Mr. Dreams. Pop 39 for him. Can at the same time 43. This is a playable situation. Nice defense here by Dreams, we have to say. Skirmisher count somewhat equal. Let's take a look. Normally that's the time where we see a switch onto scouts, and oh god, I didn't see that red, guys. And yeah, people tend to go for, okay, both of us have enough skirmishers. Let's go for the switch and force you to go for some spearmen as well that I can snipe then. And the scouts can just wreck all your skirmishers. Oh, he wasn't good at patrolling and decided to make a living out of patrolling. Oh, he was that good at patrolling. Oh, funny. Okay, most of the villagers died here off Ken, and now he's sending some more to the front. Won't really get that tower up though. Waypoint kind of bugging out, and Dreams, can he switch into stables? Now he's going for one as well, but so much later. Skirm still fighting off, no upgrades on those at the same time. Villagers still idle. This is a rough spot. Let's compare populations again. 54, Ken, Dreams with 43. Now finishing his stable, not the greatest food eco here. Obviously berries ran out dry for quite some time. Not too many farms. No one really going for deer. Pretty far away at the moment, trying to take the hill advantage. Now we can see one shot. And for the aggressive stone here is Ken. Leaving that tower. Does he have enough stone for another one? We will take a look. 118, so soon he will. And Dreams trying to defend this, but only one scout against 3 scouts. That's not the best positioning for him. Against the hill is pulling away villagers. Oh no, he's actually pulling them in. So the direct opposite, losing his scout at the front. Still 3 scouts out. This looks so bad here for Dreams. Pop 56 to 37. This is just so ugly. More skirms going down. All of them going down. Only villagers left. Military count is basically like 3 skirmishers to like 30 military something or so. So pop 32. This could be GG any second here. Score is just super brutal. 1 scout moving in, but he will just instantly die. All those villagers without any chance. Trying to garrison his skirmishers inside the archer ranges. A pop 28. No military left at all. This has to be the GG. I don't even think that Dreams feels like there's much chance left to only 1 single scout. That's not going to happen, my friend. And yeah, as we said, GG timings a bit slower than we used to. 20-minute game here. Quite convincing play by Ken. Going for the aggression. But the big problem was just Dreams with his very bad start. Simply being forced to play this weird strategy. Not the greatest defensive tower then. And yeah, maybe should have towered up. Skirm micro pulled so many villagers. And indeed, rip the dream. Feels bad, man. Oh, God. KD. Oh, I don't want to even see this. Feels so bad for this poor guy. You fought for so long. Played so well till this. And then you get that map generation. Isn't that ugly, guys? Ugh. Ugh. Now advancing means we will have Ken moving over, and he again faces off against Halen in the grand finals. We will wait shortly because I will edit the scoreboard. Rip the dream will be replaced by Mr. Halen again. We'll add the flag to Japan. And it won't be the loser bracket finals, but now the grand finals of... Isn't it funny? Why do we need to call it grand finals? Can't we just call it finals? And everyone knew, yeah, that's the finals. But no, it has to be the grand finals. Or maybe to distinguish loser bracket and winner bracket finals. But like, if it's single elimination, we should just call it finals, right? Yeah, those even a best of one. Like, that's just like, ugly as well. What? Must feel so bad. Our finals is the catch of all the finals though. Grand final specifies it's the last match. Yeah. Like, but if, like, let's call it single elimination. Why would we call it grand finals if we don't have a winner finals, loser finals, or normal finals? Quarterfinals, semifinals, grand finals. They're all finals. Okay. Okay. Maybe then I'm just a bit skeptical. Oh, we're talking quite a bit about DauT, right? I'm wearing my grass DauT pyramid shirt. $10,000 on the line for this best of one Arabia. Let's take a look what they have in store for us this time. We will jump into another Arabia game. Let's take a look. Do we want to? I think they just played blue and red. Maybe they were forced to. And you might wonder, like, why are there people specking? Why are there people resigning already? Remember, at that time, there was no chance of like live specking or observing the game. So you actually had to co-op with him, take the same color, and then we had two cameras. Like one PC, one spec over here, one spec over here, and then they just switched in between the cameras. So they resigned so that they cannot touch something. So that shows us this game is actually shown on stage. The other games were all played in the booth, in the back. And this is in the main stage and will be covered by two casters or two observers, however you want to call them. And this is the grand final. Best of one. Halen against Mr. Can. The first match went into favor of Halen here. And again, not going for the lumber camp. Okay, now he is. We saw Dreams. Well, we saw Ken going for mill in the first game. Dreams being forced to go for the mill in the second game. Halen, we always saw him in the one game that we saw going for the lumber camp. Did Hans will ever make it to the Castle Age back then? Yeah, absolutely. We saw in 2001, we saw some Castle Age games. But remember, 700 years, so that's kind of the phase where we could reach early imp. So sometimes it makes more sense to go for a longer Castle Age than try to click imp, and you cannot really benefit from those upgrades, especially because Feudal Age fights here have been so much longer than we see them being played nowadays. Ken, defensive wood, but all pretty clumped up. Berries around, beautiful defensive gold spot. This could actually have been a solid map for FC, if you ask me. Like walls at the front, those berries, and everything safe in the back. On the other side, that's not the greatest map here for Halen. Everything super open. What wood is he going for? For now, is he not on wood? Am I confused? 3 foresters, 8 hunters? He doesn't have a single village on wood. Interesting. Well, need to send some over, simply because he needs a second building to click up. That could be pretty early uptiming here. But we'll see how he's trying to approach this. And oh, scout fight? No. Okay, Halen's going back. And I remember, who was that? I think Grunt. In one game, in some famous game, said he never lost a scout fight in his life. Which sounds weird, but at that moment I believed it. Oh, that was probably a misclick. Those villagers losing their wood. And also, 2002, you needed to drop food if you want to switch in between foods. So if we were getting food from a sheep and you clicked on a boar, you lost all your food. Nowadays, it just realizes, okay, food is food, and I will drop this off like a normal reasonable PC and normal villager. Now going for that wood at the top here. Doesn't really like how far he has to go, but well, not a lot of options for him. Sees there's 3 tile goats, so knows that it's pretty far away. So he sees his enemies, sees some more wolves as well. So pretty safe from the GC. And for some farms here is Ken. And pretty standard so far, except the bad map for Halen. Now queuing up. Some could actually play Pop 21 here with his start. But seems like Pop 22 will be his choice. On the other side we have Ken. Oh, that doesn't look too smooth for me. 400 food here, and those villagers don't have too much food on their hands. So maybe he needs to get up to Pop 23 indeed. Huh. Looked like he wanted to go Pop 22 and then try to give an update on his food count, and then felt like, okay, before I item my CC, better queue up another one and then click up after this. And oh, now goes up to Pop 24 even. So Halen will have the huge tech advantage, or like huge timing advantage, as we can see. Played Pop 22 here, and Ken will play this. Now I don't believe he will queue another one, right? Pop 24 has to be it. And yeah, indeed, that's what he's doing now. Clicks up, has solid resources for sure. And oh, we are kind of expecting skirms again out of Ken. Oh, and he's going for the aggression. No. 4 villagers over here? This has to be aggression, right? I'm curious to see what he's going to do. That's so weird. Okay, Ken sees the bad map. So going aggressively wouldn't be bad, but simply only having his villagers over here for now. Oh no, he will be too late. Oh, so he's up at least 50 seconds later. And then only started walking. Huh. Okay, the distance isn't the longest, but yeah, Halen is up now with pretty solid timing, and seems like he really wants to build that stable on archer range. What are they doing with all the villagers? Stable indeed. And building that one with 7 villagers. Yeah, that's some dedication for sure. Give me those scouts, he says, and well, they will be delivered. Does some damage to the scout of Ken. At the same time, he just scouted the front. Doesn't really know what Ken is up to himself. He is now up to the fuelate and we'll get the archer range at a reasonable distance, so maybe I did him wrong a bit there. Because, well, that's still a nice pressure, and, well, Halen, he has no vision of that. And no real protection. Let's take a look at the stone spots. Well, I can see one at the front here, another one here. Not really in the greatest of his ranges, so has a lot of gold there. He really does not want to get pushed away from that. Spearman coming in. 3 wolves. Ooh, a lot of T90 here. Getting some villagers pretty low. As we saw, villager fighting wasn't completely out of the question. Don't tell me Halen is trying to get that wolf. Huh? What is Halen trying to do? Did he try to collect 2 wolves and get them over? First ever wolf rush. Don't tell me that was intentional. I think it was. Oh, spring! Hans War just for you. So that is a wolf rush with 2 wolves, and oh god, Halen has still no idea about this. How? What? Why is he building a defensive tower? Okay, now he sees the archer range, but that won't protect his woodland at all. And he has so bad wood at the right hand side. Oh, this is so tricky. Okay, 2 wolves now coming in. Let's see what he can do. could be a bit annoying, but not really, honestly. And now the tower goes up. Halen. That won't be good for him. Tower is going up and... Tricky stuff. Scout going forward. That spearman still has no idea what his purpose in life is. Now it was deleted. That didn't really make too much sense either. Might even get that villager. Don't tell me that actually worked. We'll lose the scout at the side mark. And indeed, that villager's going down. The T90 Woo villager, the wolf rush actually worked out. Hallelujah. This could be the first one in history, honestly. This is just so weird. And that actually worked. Like, yeah. But reaction timings were so tough. To wolf plus scout. Well, the scout didn't actually participate. And he deleted the spearman. Oh. Tower now over here. Still has some control over its gold. Not the biggest engagement. This far, I believe, like... Yeah, Ia got 1 kill. Well, okay. Ken got 1 now himself as well. And Halen got 1 over here. Defensive tower now at the farm. Still a lot of villagers that don't really know what to do. Oh, and those scouts running into the spearmen. No, they're going to the side. Beautiful move there. Pretty aware how to react in those situations. Another tower. I don't really like this. But it seems like his plan simply is archers, scouts. Maybe building the tower for that purpose. Still on stone here, not the greatest efficiency. And the lumberjack over here, kind of weird as well. Trying to get that tower up, sending a lot of low HP villagers to the front. Not really how it works, but remember, no fletching being researched, so could get maybe a villager. Oh, saving all of them. Oh, I heard one villager going... I heard a unit going down. And that was the skirmisher, so... Don't tell me he's not losing a villager here. Those are so low in HP! Is he saving all of them? 87%. Look at how well he's microing back all the low HP villagers. Oh, now he's sending them in. Oh, God. What is this? What is this? Trying to get this up and still not a single villager died. And now he's getting all of them in. What? How did he save all of them? How did he not lose a single villager here? Look at all these low HP villagers everywhere. There should have been at least 3 dead villagers. Oh no, and now he's running into another tower. Ken with the poor focus. Halen with the weird ballsy moves. And actually this paid off. Let me take a look at the same time. Some villagers died here, spearman out of position. Sorry, I needed to look at the front because I was so sure we see heavy villager losses here. I have no idea how this actually worked out. Oh. Oh. Oh, going on wood over here now. That villager is still active as well. Going back with the scouts, maybe wants to go and raid those villagers. And they have a new mission. They're going for tower number 2. Ken going for the scout switch. Let's take a look. Populations 46 to 57. Ken in a beautiful position here. More than 10 pop ahead. Spearmen and skirms. Let's see what they can do. Halen is trying to fight this off and doesn't really like to see that tower. Now needs to run. And that's the woodland that he actually didn't want to take. Finally, some builds going down. These don't make villagers nowadays. So they used to back into DauT. What? Oh, let's take a look at Halen. Are those any of the low HP villagers? Well, they are low HP now. And let's take a look. Those scouts, I don't really think that they can do too much. That amount of spearmen around. But now that the tower is up, that doesn't really work either. And Ken wanted to build the tower here. Needed to cancel that. Halen trying to chase down. Didn't really happen. A defensive tower and Ken just trying to find a spot where he can build his tower, and finally found a spot that he is happy with. Archers now, archers, scouts, going for the kill again. So many spearmen out. Look at that, 3, 4, 3, for the 10, 10 spearmen at home, but the wood line completely exposed. Historic game. Yeah, this game is from 2002. $10,000 on the line in this single best of one. With ball mouse. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we played with ball mice at that time. And 10 inch as well. 17 inch, I believe, was the standard. Oh, let's see. Is he getting some kills? Sick move here, gets 1, even has bloodlines, gets 2, and I believe that will be it. And without any real damage against them. So that was beautiful, getting 2 kills there. Well, you were poor nearly. Oh, good. Well, 10 inch is like really small. I'm not even sure if they had 10 inch, like. I had a friend that had a 13 inch, and that was like, just like tiny. Like, what are our smartphones nowadays? Like 4 inch? 4.5 inch, something like that? I think my smartphone is like 4.5 inch, so like 10 inch? It was like a Game Boy. Okay, well, then it's 10 inch spring. Okay, well, then I will take everything back and rip you and rip those forward maybe, or rip those scouts. So many spearmen around, but they are on stand ground. I just advised another guy who asked, like, I'm always losing my army, what can I do? And I told him stand ground, but maybe, well, sometimes fighting isn't the worst idea either, especially if you don't want to lose all your army against scouts here. And he just lost all the spearmen without a real engagement there. That was pretty poorly done, and suddenly Halen in full control. 48 for him, and Ken dropped down to 58. Still 10 advantage though, so he's still in his reasonable position. Where is all this pop though? Is it all villagers? Huh, let's take a look. Ken, we have him at 14 infantry. Well, that's just like immobile. So many spearmen. And those 2 scouts here at the front. Now 3 spearmen going and trying to attack. So overall, that's 40 villagers. On the other side, we have Halen, 51. So that's 46 villagers. So somewhat even. Small advantage here for Halen. But I don't really see him doing too much unless he finally gets onto his archers. He is on gold for endless amount of time. So I'm quite surprised that he never added the archery range. Oh, and we'll get some more wills. Oh, sweet stuff here. Does not keep producing scouts. 10-inch PC monitor. Sick. So I have OCD tick when I rub the bottom of my mouse over the laser where the ball used to be, because I hated having stuff stick on it and messing up the pointer. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, like how are those ear sticks, the way you clean your ears? We use those to clean the mice from the inside as well, right? To clean the dirt from the ball and such. And then it was just so much more enjoyable when you could use the ball mouse a bit better. What's this tournament? It's DauT World Cyber Games 2002. I take it out and rub it between my hands. Well, then I was more professional than you. Okay, Hale now up to the castle age, and he didn't go for archers here. He's adding a second stable now, and Ken in the meanwhile is up to castle as well. Has only 1 stable. Lost all his forward villagers, is trying to go for the big walls. Some spearmen sneaked some scouts sneaked around, but spearmen there to defend that though. Second stable out of him, and we are transitioning into castle age. Only 360 years left. Whoever is leading in score after this timer is down actually wins the game and $20,000 the crown of World Cyber Games Champion 2002. Halen was great because he would stay feudal like 5 minutes later than everyone else and go full feudal often. Yeah, I have some of those epic games. We will watch over those. Yeah, have a huge collection of incredible games, and I think the series will show us through the best games of Age of Empires history. Let's take a look. Knights now. What is the oh, I wanted to go for the blacksmith. I wanted to see what upgrades he has, but he doesn't have a blacksmith. 3 stables now for Halen, still active, tries to scout. He has +1/+1 and bloodlines. Can now with the blacksmith on his own. Thousands of records gone. Yeah. Well, I should still have an old CD actually, with old recorded games. Ah. Well, we will see. Like all the old Mr. Fix-It Online, but I still have like hundreds of great save games. So I have a lot of material for 50 episodes of AoE2 History. Oh, what is Halen up to? He wants to go to find another wood line. Probably over here could be a place where he would be somewhat happy. Not the greatest spot though. And what rates do we see? Still, oh, just the difference here on the upgrades is so significant. +1/+1. Look at that, he fought 3 knights, killed 1. How? That's not really possible, right? And oh god, running so far. I think he has stability here, right? Over here could be another reasonable spot. Sending his knights over, and yeah, so knights that can ward all this off. Not completely warding the left hand side though. But trying to produce more and get more knights up. Or yeah, out and running. Finally built the TC. Yeah, Spring, I'm not surprised that you enjoyed those games more. Those are Hans War in Arabia, right? Well, in 2025 I will recast Legacy of the Huns for you as well. Knight could attack. +1 now for Ken. Let's take a look. Halen is not upgrading. 3 stables. Somewhat. In production we have 74 pop here, and he's going for some more raids at the other side. Ken at 70 pop, so this is quite an even game still. Spearman, where are those? Need to be protecting a bit more. +1/+1 for Ken. Spearman +1 attack for them as well. And now, well, that's not the fight Halen really wants to take. Although, well, that was 4 first, or 4v2 first. And now he just runs. So that's okay. Raid won't really achieve too much. Farm at some HP. So cannot get sniped. Spearman all around still. Building another TC. 290 years to go. 1k more score for Halen. Honestly, don't really know why. Probably a lot of losses there with the knights. Taking not the most efficient fights, and Halen's eco should be running quite nicely as well. Let's take a look at villager counts. We are at 14 here. It gives us 52 villagers. On the other side, Halen with a solid 62. Right, nearly math. 61 villagers. Oh, and now he lets more knights in. This pikeman should be going more to the front as well. Don't like that positioning too much. Lures the knights into his TC, but actually, well, just, yeah, shows them the way to kill more villagers. And we have some more attacks here over at the side. Halen just keeps producing more and more knights. People going for CA. Wasn't really a thing. Knights. Massive knights. Yeah, was really what you would go for. Yeah, like, you also have to remember, this lumber camp was pretty standard as well. because the trees were all so much bigger at that time. And yeah, we couldn't really properly see all this stuff. Evening out the score a bit is Mr. Ken trying to catch up. Let's take a look. Halen is producing out of 3 TCs, tries to defend at home, keeps producing. Knights out of 1 stable, no attack or no barracks from him. Takes a fight against pikemen. Obviously nice when it comes to the score, as long as he is winning those fights significantly. On the other side, we have Ken now adding barracks number 2. He built all those pikemen out of 1 barracks alone. Let's take a look how he will engage this. Yeah, and the archer micro wasn't existent. Yeah, so crossbowmen and CA were way worse as well. Oh, nice raid here in the back from Ken. Halen actually built some spearmen as well. Now knights coming in at the front, but one of them pretty hurt. Can the villager be saved? Doesn't look like Halen has control over all spots. Is getting raided at 3 different spots. Beautiful play here by Ken. And that's obviously a way how he can get back into the game. Taking good fights here with some pikemen at home and raiding at 3 different spots here. But 1 cleared up, 2 cleared up, and the 3rd one did run. And at the same time, Halen, getting some raids in himself, but I don't see a lot of villagers dying. I heard 2 now, not all of them are actually jumping into the TC. Quick walls is absolutely non-existent at that time, so we won't see that. That's a kind of quick wall, building a lumber camp there. Pikemen chasing villagers should get back to work. We're down to 235 years. Halen is pushing for the win, trying to increase his villager advantage. Now goes for a TC here, wants to get more control of his wood. Not the greatest map here for him. We can all agree on that. To expand quite far. That TC is kind of questionable as well. Wants to get more raids on the side. Not going to happen. Stonewalls are all up. Would love to see Can actually have this wall up as well. Then he could have maybe used pikemen with the front push. Another TC now, barracks number 4. So Ken has a clear plan, and that's just coming back with the score in the way that Halen will waste all his knights, and well done, you get a lot of points because knights are so costly here in Castle Age. But Halen, oh, he is switching into pikemen back. Pop 106 for him. On the other side, Ken at 90, so this is still somewhat of an open game. +1 attack on those pikemen. Let's take a look on the other side. Where are the spearmen? Can't really see them from Halen. I have 1 here, so that's only +1 attack from them. Night raid still at the side, but not too efficient. Towers helping out in those fight a bit. They actually kill all those palisade walls, and Halen is now falling back. Does not want to take any bad fights. He knows he has the advantage when it comes to eco. Just needs to transition into a better army, and he knows that his enemy with all those pikemen cannot really raid him properly either. Now even builds a monk, another barrack, and I want to see if Halen just goes for full pikeman production. Indeed, attack pikeman will clear up that area. Finally, that was his first wood he chose. Wanted to go for that because all the others were so bad. Finally, he clears the towers up. We take back what once was his. There's 1 defense for Ken. And so only was 1. Ghost of Joda. Hippo baby Jew. What? Thanks so much for 9 months now even. Collecting a relic. Obviously not super efficient if this game isn't lasting for too much longer anyways. Pikeman getting some nice damage done. Halen should really not use those and just snag the stable, and that's now running back. Gives him some more breathing room for sure. Not even taking a single hit there. Sweet stuff. Going for full pikeman here at the front, going up to pop 146, make the pop 150 and the siege workshop. He wants to break the front. Sees that he's controlling all the sides. And we have Ken expanding towards the left hand side, wants to increase his wood income over there. 156 to pop 116. Now the difference is just massive. How did Halen get that rolling? We have here 4 TCs, 5 TCs even, getting up to number 6, and barracks count is at 4. Production not really constant, +2 defense even. That's pretty rare that we see people do the defense upgrade before the attack upgrade in 2002. And oh god, stopping that TC from going up as well. Halen is just on a very good way of taking the WCG 2002 here, because he is getting all the right fights, all the right raids, runs away when he needs to, well, takes some damage now, but he needs to make something happen, needs to have one big push to the center, needs to force Halen into bad fights, maybe kill his eco somewhat, but how can he? His own eco is so idle and he cannot really get into the production of pikemen. This is so tricky. Estimation mark NIC is not working. What is up with Hippobot? Lazy mofo. Try again. And some more night raids. We have a push over here trying to go for archery ranges. And I don't even know what he would love to go, if it was crossbows or if it was CA. Now, no real production, wants to get that TC up. I believe that's a good fight for him. Pikeman +2/+2. Halen at +1/1. 120 for Ken, gets that TC up. Needs to go heavy on the production. But now needs to go back if you ask me. Has a mangonel, still no production out of there. Gets, well, misses that shot. Can he get good ones running? Oh, that was a lot of HP loss for sure. Needs another shot. Another TC, and we are down to 130 years here. What can he do? He knows that it's his back against the wall. 4 barracks all really producing TCs. Mostly idle at the moment, all of them idle. Went up to 7 TCs now, if I saw that correctly. Maybe some more archer ranges. Maybe something to complement his pikemen. Just smashing them up a bit better than out of 4 barracks and just queuing up endless amounts. The push in the center while he adds 5 and the 5th and the 6th barrack now. $120 years. Add some more knights. No more control over the top. Archery range is absolutely not used. And now the push through the center. Halen is trying to go for the kill. Rams towards the front. That's quite a lot of pikemen though from Ken. Knights won't really do anything. Those rams, although, well, they're kind of beefy here, I have to say. With 175 HP and not taking too much damage there from the pikemen. Let's take a look how this is going. It feels like Ken should probably win this one, but still more than 1k points behind. TC is helping out with some fire. Most of the villagers not really going into the TC though. And that feels like Ken is winning this one, trying to lure more pikemen into the TC fire. Nice micro there, keeps the production rolling as well. And some raids with the knights. He did that beautiful over and over again. Realizing, okay, if my enemy is attacking at the front, he probably won't be paying enough attention against the raids. But Halen, well, he already has pikemen prepared. So beautiful move there. Another TC to kill that tower. And now we are down to 100 years. I thought, indeed. There are 100 years left before the game ends, and that's the sign that shows you, well, I really need to take a look at the score and need to make sure to have the higher score at the end of the game. Pop 155 here, we have Halen pushing and Pop 186. He goes full production out of 2 barracks, make that 3 barracks only. How is he outproducing 6 barracks with only 3? Seems like the Rams alone were really good for him and soaking up so much damage. He's now adding some more out of his stables. Look at what he has queued up. Some more stables would be pretty good choice for him as well. 1k more score for him. This is getting pretty intense here. Let's remember, we have in 86 years a guy who is richer of $20,000, $10,000 difference to the second place. The ram attack over here. Halen pop 175, Ken at 160. He fought himself back into this game with the +2/+2 upgraded pikeman out of 6 barracks, producing like a madman. Archery ranges not used. Halen even did have enough stone for a side castle. 800 points left only, guys. Ken can still do this. He's doing all the right moves. Stables at the side now going for some more knights. Halen overcommitted here. Didn't really have the production to push in here. As you can see, okay, now going up to 6 barracks. And 70 years left. Halen even going for the Imperial Age. Some people thought better of it and didn't opt for Imp ever on those settings. But I feel like he can still get into Imp, then obviously get the point boost of reaching Imp quite nicely. Oh, and that's a lot of free kills against those pikemen now in the TC. 10 arrows flying out of the TC here. And meanwhile, no real attack through the center. Pop 188 for Halen. We see Ken at 185, but he is still in Castle Age. Score difference now at 400. I didn't expect that this game to be so close and so good. Oh, we completely missed that push over at the top here. Knights fighting those villagers up. And now we are pop limit here in Castle Age at minute 54 in the game. Probably the most important game for both players. Halen even pushing in with the castle over here. How does he think this could ever go up with all those pikemen around? Rams around as well. This castle has to go down, guys. Now with all those pikemen here. Score difference is only at 400. Who will win WCG2012? Oh no, another DauT castle. Or maybe we could call it... well, the Ken castle. Losing this one here at the same time. Halen, even if he gets this one up, it has to fall, right? Oh, 2 rams only around. Maybe the villagers can focus this down. But I feel like he should be doing way too much damage. The counter rams are getting intercepted quite easily. But alone, this castle makes so much damage. Another ram from Halen at the side. We're down to 40 years. Are they playing this till the end? It kind of feels like it. Pikemen controlling all the raids here, and this castle is probably going down. 11k points to 10.4. Halen slightly pulling ahead. Is he upgrading Halberdier somewhere? Yes, he is. The barracks, or the siege workshop, the blacksmith. Not really getting the greatest upgrades here. And the castle indeed goes down, but now Halberdiers against pikemen. That gives you so much more damage output. Some more HP as well. Some raids here at the left hand side. Getting some builds, but will get intercepted by the pikemen as we saw. And now the Halberdier push. We still have 27 more years. Point difference is basically so close. Not even 500 points. Not even 5% point difference here. And that's a lot of Halberdiers wasted. You don't want to waste Halberdiers close to the TC here. Pikemen are pushing in, trying to defend this. Neither player wants to take bad fights now. Neither player wants to lose villagers. Neither player wants to have either villagers at the same time, because every resource is in the bank are now giving you more points. Researches, kills, units on the map. Everything counts now. 17 more years, 600 points. Halberdiers are getting simply the better fight off here. And Halen is pushing in. Ken, another defensive castle, hopes that Halen is maybe over wasting 13 more years. The push at the left hand side stopped over and over again. So maybe Halen should think about that. But just the push through the center is so good. Adding more and more Halberdiers, adding more capped rams as well. Military count is at 42 infantry. Still has some idle around, but that's all okay. And yeah, the push to the center is the most important thing. 6 more years. Score difference now at 11.1 against 12.8. This seems like Halen is taking this over with the imp timing, with the better eco, with Halberdier upgrade. Ken went for 6 barracks, went for the defense. Is now producing in everything. But what can he really do? He is down to pop 160, still in Castle Age. GG. Halen wins $20,000 because he wins WCG 2002. What an incredibly good game here. Hallelujah. How did that happen? Oof. I'm a bit shocked. Might be the best game we have casted in this format. So close. Ken could absolutely have won this and would have, he would have been the one going into the history books as the winner. Now everyone obviously knows Halen as one of the greatest players of all time. Achievements. Better KD in the end. Maybe halberdiers, maybe some of the raids, but the better eco was really what carried him so much more there. And yeah, questionable choice of the forward there, but Halen absolutely not spotted it. The tower went up and therefore unpunished. Oh, what a good series, guys, and I'm happy that we did that. And yeah, the final bracket that I did with paint, as you can see, looked like this. And it was 20k for Halen in the end, 10k for Ken, 5k for Dreams, and we had fourth was DauT from the US. We had also some other players finishing in the money. Where's my part? Oh, over here. You can see Geek made it into top 8. Sunyu and the German Muse. So some players with some sweet prize money. And that was it from AoE2 History, World Cyber Games 2002. Next episode will be World Cyber Games 2002 Nations Cup. So we will see some, I believe, 2v2 games where they played against each other. We will cast some of those games. Should be pretty entertaining. Make sure to tune in next time.